This out won't fly. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's Eddie in the background, KO4NLL. And let's see, video cap this the season tonight. So this is fantastic. I'm gonna get a bucket, y'all, so I can get the computer a little bit higher. A bucket called the table. The internet makes suck at you tonight. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear us now? We may have to switch. Man, I should have plugged in Starlink for this. So, anybody hearing us tonight? Anybody at all? Anybody at all? Let me know, let me know. Alright, I am going to switch to my personal hotspot. Let's do that. This will definitely screw things over when I go connect. MES Studio is reconnection successful. We are going to run this thing off of the 2 bars of LTE that I have in town. Gotta love good old Verizon. Eddie's here tonight, KO4NLL. I see Toby's in the room. Dan, N8TIN, good evening, Dan. Michael, KE4EST, good evening. And Eddie, Kilo Oscar 4 November, Lava, pointing at the fire that we are going to ignite here shortly. And yes, audio is going to be a little different tonight because we are using a microphone and we're outside. So I might be able to boost the the audio properties just a little bit, maybe give it a little bit of gain. So I'm going to give it, let's go, this may be a bad idea, but I'm going to give it 6 decibels. Holy cow. Chris Coble, Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf Charlie, Kapow. Good evening, Chris. Good to see you this evening. So I'm going to put the... We're going to put the GoPro. We are going to fade into giving thanks for those that keep this channel alive, although getting started earlier and working out the bugs before we get going. And Ham Radio Hobby N3PEM, Pat, thank you for being loyal fans. If you notice, they are in the, I believe that is a grayish color, but I'm colorblind fully. We're at loyalty badge number 3. They have been fans. The audio shouldn't be weak because we're cranking it to 11 tonight. So you might have to, yeah, y'all all need to come on outside. Just come on down here and hang out with us. Dale Henninger, Whiskey Zero, Delta Hotel Zulu, thank you so much for being the fan. Josh, Kilo 4 Lima, India, the newest of the new. You notice he's got that pretty new purpley color. And then we go to the fan of growth. Good evening. You are Front End Overload, W's channel on YouTube. And then KO4FSZ, check out KO4FSZ. KO4FSZ. Thank you, Michael, for shooting that over to our secret POTA spots and chat group. KO4FSZ.com, you can check out his antennas. And then Claude Ray, AC4SH. I'm going to put that in the chat. If you are in Georgia, georgiaparks.org. Check out georgiaparks.org. That'd be HTTP, georgiaparks.org. In April, we have a contest coming up. Come on down. Returning member, Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. I had not seen you in the chat room tonight, but thank you for rejoining. Robbie is on, and he is hard to hear. Hopefully, we're not breaking up the audio because I am. All right, so how is the audio? We're going to question again, is the audio? I'm going to send to these folks. We are trying. Phone is connected. Alrighty, so check me in and out of the net, please. No traffic. Good evening, Dan. We just gave you a big fat shout out. So now we're going to go back to the GoPro. This is something that you either, you really don't need audio to check this out. So the microphone is next to my mouth, but you can't see it from here because the camera is way over there.
Did you get Oliver?
Send him out. Send Oliver out. We about to kick this pig. All right, so the point of tonight is that we are, well, that's your internet. I don't know why it's buffering, but we'll run with what we got. It is what it is. We're outside, and being outside is going to have its challenges. So I've got my phone up, and we'll just run as long as we can. But the point of tonight is to fire up this new furnace for my forge, my foundry, that is. Man, that suckaroos. Buffering. We're just gonna have to. We just gonna have to roll, guys. So I'm waiting on my 8-year-old. He really wants to see this foundry. Oh, he gonna be mad. Okay, so since buffering, I'm gonna record this locally so that we can make sure that we have a decent copy. So Eddie and I are gonna hook up the gas now. We're gonna hook up the gas. We got some fire. All right. I do. I'm like an explosion. Fireworks. All right, I have the gas turned off here. I believe that is off. Nope. That is not off. That is. Yeah, that was full for sure. I smell gas. Now, I've been told.
We should try the little tail mics.
Man, we should upgrade.
In my GoPro thing, isn't it?
Oh, man. So, apparently it is buffering something fierce, and folks are not happy about that. So, I guess this is going to be recorded live, but folks can't deal with the buffering because my phone sucks. This is phone internet, and it freaking sucks. All right, Eddie. You want to crank the gas while I...
Sure.
Let me know.
Oh, it's coming.
Okay, well, we have fired up our forge, or furnace, for the first time. Look at that. Look at that. Got some air in a line. I want to give it a little more. That is beautiful. So we got it going. I know some of y'all say there's plenty of buffering going on. Sorry about that. I can't do anything about it. That's just the way this goes. All right, so now what we got to do first is I was told that we have to season this first. So we're going to heat this up to 500 degrees or so. And so we're going to take and put that in there. That makes a creepy, deep sound.
That's amazing. It's beautiful.
Funny that I think I'm going to feel anything through these gloves. Or we're good. So, good evening, everybody. How you doing this evening? Hopefully the audio is working. I put the phone on my wife's truck. We're on Verizon service. Thank you, Verizon, for your fantastic service. Even with 2 bars at LTE, I mean, we live in like one of the second largest cities this side of the center of Georgia, for crying out loud. How come we can't have good internet on our phones? Like, what the crap? So, at any rate, that is that. Good evening to Ronnie, KO4, Zulu, Romeo, X-Ray. Glad that you were able to join us this evening. Our gas is hopping and popping back there. So we are seasoning the crucible that I have. The first use, you've got to heat them up. I think it said to 500 degrees first, and then you can go ahead and kick the pig. So that's what we're going to try to do tonight. And in the meantime, we're just going to watch it heat up. I'll be watching the chat from the computer. I know, sorry, Chris, man. I hate that you were tired of the buffering. You done got old. Go back to playing radio. Yeah, there's going to be we can do about that. That is Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie. Good evening to you. Good to see you out there working the heck out of some parks. I've been working, so there's work. Work sucks. But I love my job. A4XO, Chris, good evening. Welcome to the buffer zone. All right, so let's kind of, yeah, we got a little fire popping out of there now.
We lost her.
Uh-oh. Torch.
Torch, man.
Oh, it's warm. I can feel it.
You think you ought to thermometer it?
Yes. Oh yeah, she's running now. She is running now. Hey, it's all good, man. No, you're right on time for the actual part of the stream, man. We're just talking really loud outside. I can feel that heat, and I'm like 6 feet away from it. Like, I have social distance myself from the fire, but even if we turn the light off, I don't even think you can see because of the security light. I don't even think you see the blue flame coming off of that bad boy. You might be able to see it. But here's what's going on. While that's heating up, I can't even touch the USB mic because the USB just sits in it wrong. But the there's been a few projects I've had going on lately that have required me to look at alternate methods to actually make it. Now, while not exactly amateur radio or ham radio related, the metalworking that I've been doing at my school on the lathe, I've been needing to make a lead screw, an Archimedes screw. And I'm making a filament recycler to turn old used filament that's been shredded back into new recycled filament. Well, to make this lead screw or Archimedes screw, or what's the other thing? What is
Auger.
Auger. Yeah, that's the word I couldn't remember. The auger is the lathe will not do it. The aluminum that I'm using is from a particular 4-letter word that's right next to the orange place, the blue place, and it is make sure to describe everything out loud because it is stop motion animation. That is because I'm on Verizon Wireless and they suck. Absolutely. We should bring out the Starlink. I bet that would work better, but we've already wasted some of y'all's time. Anyways, so I've been trying to make this Archimedes screw or auger, and the lathe just won't do it. So I've wasted several pounds of aluminum. Well, I also have another part that I just don't want to buy aluminum for, so I figure why not cast it? So now I'm in the whole thought process of casting aluminum at home, so cast aluminum paddles. And that is how I'm tying this into amateur radio. How cool would it be to do cast aluminum paddles? Now, Eddie, you don't have to hide over there if you don't want to. Eddie's off camera just a little bit. I don't think he wants to be part of the stop motion animation. So what we got going on now is I bought this forge furnace off of the Amazon. The link, if you want to get started in some kind of hobby that is different, I recommend getting the one with the fire resistant gloves and also safety glasses. So safety glasses is also something, if you're working with something like this, it'd be important. Now, I'm wearing regular glasses with shatter-resistant lenses, but if I were to do more serious stuff up close, I think tonight we're just going to melt or try to melt a little bit of aluminum. I think that's as far as we're going to get in the time allotted to dial. I see now that I started recording 10 minutes ago, but we're already 24 minutes into this. It's been an interesting stream. So hopefully this has been described well. What have y'all been up to this week? Anybody out there activating? I know Chris already went to bed probably. I hate that for him. You can see the flame nice and blue if my head's not in the way. If we could turn off the security light to the house, it would probably be even more blue. So it's definitely
roaring.
It's definitely roaring. Oh, you can see it. Nice. As long as my head's not in the way. So that's good. So what I want to do, what we're trying to do right now is season the crucible. I tried to make my own DIY foundry furnace. It did not go well at all. There is plaster of Paris all over the garage.
Weighs too much.
It weighs too much. I'll get it. It's really not as heavy as it looks.
Feels heavy.
It's heavy. Here's what happened. You can see that it's falling apart. So I tried to make it. Now the bottom part turned out all right, but I didn't have enough mixture to fill this whole thing. So I gave up. I just went and bought one. This is a lot of plaster of Paris that is just going to turn into an absolute mess at some point in time. So I'll use it to hold the crucible so I don't set it on the cold concrete. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. She's golden.
I need to be on camera.
Let's see if we can do it. As close as I can get, y'all. It works. It absolutely works. So we're gonna try to melt some metal now, I think. So let's see. It's hot. It's like a man, I wish I would. Hey, David. Good evening, David. No copper tonight, but I will be making some copper. Tonight, it's aluminum, because I need to use the aluminum. Let's see. Does it have to have made auger for a bunny pellet feeder out of washers? Yeah, casting is so much cooler. I actually started doing that and gave up on it. I do have the washers made at work at the schoolhouse, but I gave up on it because I didn't want to do it that way. But yeah, I think aluminum would be okay. It's just pushing plastic through a tube, so it should be all right. All right, so let's see what we can do here. We got some aluminum.
Put it in with your tongs.
I don't mind dropping it in. I feel like tongs would take too much work. It is hot though. I'm taking a look to see if things are going to get. I think we need to crank the heat up some more. Ooh, that is hot coming out of there, y'all. Let's see, POTA. Well, yeah, you guys are definitely delayed a few minutes in chat. I guarantee it. I hate it. That's what happens when you step outside of the internet zone. So we're melting some aluminum rod that started out looking like an auger, but bent because this is way too soft. Yeah, we could probably use a lot of beer cans if you felt. The bad thing is you can't stuff beer cans through that tiny little hole. It's a 3-inch hole, but the Kailh wool is got it down to like 2.5 inches. It is not melting yet. It's not melting yet. That's interesting. I can smell these gloves. When I drop that in there, they got. I can smell these gloves. Good morning, Dom. How are you? That thing is red, stankin' hot though in there. Holy cow. But the aluminum is not melting yet in this cheap $100 furnace. Maybe it takes a minute, I don't know. I'm gonna poke at it and see what happens. Still pretty solid. Oh no, we do have meltage. Oh yeah. It's working on it. Okay, you know what I need? I need to get my wife's muffin pan and misuse it. Yes, it has melted. One of them just turned to liquid. Oh! I feel like Forrest Gump. Fire! It's just going to take a minute to get going, but once it starts melting, I think we're going to be there. Watch this. I can tap it and it disappears. See it disappear?
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It is melting, so let's put a few more in there. So, this is a queen that we made, and something happened on the, good evening, Ronnie. Oh, good evening, Dom. This right here was a queen that we made that got smacked by the tool on the lathe, so we're going to melt it down too. Woo. Gone. Woo. Gone. This was a student who wanted to try to make a little brown jug, and the tool grabbed it and bent it. Observing to learn. Well, you know, that's what we're here for.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yep. Gotta make a bloop sound or it's not legit, right? I gotta go find the muffin tin, because I'm gonna pour these into tiny little ingots that'll sit down at the bottom. This is when things went really crazy on the lathe. I don't know how easy that is to see with that. It was a disaster. The tool got out of time with the CNC lathe because it was clicking and getting stuck. And it is what it is, but we're gonna melt that down. Woo. All right, let's put that over there. Takes a lot of gas to do this, though.
Watch your hair.
What hair? How much you can actually fit in there. Whoops, those are some little pieces. Okay, if y'all bear with me for just a minute. I gotta go get the, yeah, see, I wish I had 5G here. There's 5G up in like, by Walmart. It's not that great, but it says 5G. So what I'm gonna do is go get a muffin tin. And in the muffin tin is where I'm gonna pour these ingots. So that was my first goal, was to season the crucible and let it cool off really slowly. and to pour some ingots so that when I'm ready to, no, I'm not going to use any flux. From what I've read, aluminum doesn't really need it. There is going to be a little bit of grease that burns off of these just from some of the heavy grease from the lathe that formed on it, but I'm sweating. It's hot around this fire. Really, really hot. But there it is right there. Look at that. Burning my finger. Look, a hot dog. Making a hot dog. Okay, so I'm going to go get the muffin tin. Bear with me. Maybe Eddie will actually make himself known in this stream. We'll see. See what happens.
Trying to be safe. No TPE.
Oh my God. Okay, I get it now. You go find the muffin tin. You can put your welding helmet on. All right, so I guess there's one good reason that I have this. If you pour hot metal over concrete, it could explode the concrete. I think that's called spalling. And as soon as this metal melts, I'm going to pour it into the pan over, this is a muffin tin. It's a little dirty, but it'll be all right. It's now my Foundry muffin tin. So that's how I'm going to make the ingots that I'll use next time. It should be pretty clean. What I don't have is something to remove the dross off of the top. I'll have to deal with that the next time that I fire this thing up. So I think that my ingot is going to have a little bit of dross in it, but I think that'll be okay. Let's take a look inside and see how we're doing. It's getting pretty close. It's looking mighty melted. I can see a couple of the ingots, or the aluminum bar in there. You can see just a round part on maybe the meniscus of the melted aluminum. But I'm going to put the gloves back on. Now I know why Eddie's not in the video. Eddie doesn't have any PPE, personal protective equipment. And I don't have much because really I should be wearing leather boots. If I pour this on my shoes, it's over. Give it all the BTUs.
That's beautiful.
All right, so it is super red in there. I need something to stir that up, man. I need like a steel rod to stick in it. Push it around. No, don't go looking for one. I don't have one. Alright, so things are looking pretty melted. Everything is nice and golden in there. The only thing that I don't have, and I was going to make it today, but then I took a nap. Yeah, our Verizon works great here. Must be overloading their equipment there, of course. I'm disappointed in South Georgia Verizon. Hey, Eddie.
Yes.
Ronnie said hi.
Hey, Ronnie.
Zulu. He said Zulu. I'm sure you heard that. So, I don't have the pouring mechanism yet. I'm going to make that myself. I didn't see paying for gloves that I already had, leather welding gloves, and I didn't see the need to for all the other stuff that it came with, because The next kit comes with an actual ingot pan that's made out of iron instead of this, which is steel. And I didn't see the need to buy all that, but I don't have the pouring handle or tongs, so to speak. So it's going to be interesting what's about to happen, and you might watch disaster happen again, sort of like my soldering iron. I do have the parts to repair my soldering iron. I bought them off of Temu. I just have not done it yet. It's amazing that kale wool, which is a ceramic insulation, is still white as can be. That is wild to me, that stuff doesn't burn. Like, I wonder if Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are in there. Alright, so I think we're going to try to pull out the crucible and make it. Oh, I see some hearts flying up. Somebody must want to see a crucible pop out of there. So we're gonna try to pour us some crucible-age of melted aluminum. We're about to find out. Oh yes, I see lots of hearts. Let's try it out and see. Oh, and some celebration too. Okay.
You want me to turn the fire off? Or?
I don't know. But I'm going to heat these tongs up for a second so they're not cold touching this crucible. So there is some paint that's burning off on this thing, I guess. And think, folks want to make muffins in this non-stick junk? Like, seriously? Why would you want to make muffins in that? Yes, fire off, it's getting too hot. I can feel that crap all the way over here. Alright, Eddie has safely turned off the fire, and I am somewhat safely pouring what I thought to be was not going to be a lot of ingot. And holy cow, is that a lot.
It's even torching the paint off the bottom of the pan.
That's that non-stick coating, man. Imagine what non-stick is.
You're going to have to torch it again to get you liquefied.
Well, that's where you're supposed to clean it, I think. So I'm going to put that back in. We have some metal ingots. And I'm just going to scrape the sides of this off. There is a little bit of aluminum left in there. And I don't know how that comes out. That is a bunch of, that's a bunch of the dross right there. That's the bad stuff. You can tell the difference in that versus the rest of these. So I don't know if this is where Robbie's going to have to do some research, because I'm not sure what you're supposed to do when you're done with your crucible. What do you do? What do you do with all this?
One crucible per middle type, maybe?
I don't know, but there's definitely some aluminum down in there. That was crazy. I really enjoyed that. All right, so I'm going to carefully move this.
And they're still liquidy.
They are liquid muffins. It obviously got really hot in here too. Holy schmikeys. Alright, so what do you do with what's left in there? Do you just let it cool and will it just fall out? Or does it stay stuck to the bottom? Look at there. That is supposedly what they call the dross. Ooh, and it is hot. Look at that smoke in the glove. So maybe that's what they meant by have a scraper that is the same shape as the bottom of your crucible. So I'm trying to scrape out the rest of this dross and stuff that's stuck on the inside. As the crucible tempers now, it is cooling off, and I guess changing some of the molecular bonds maybe. I think that's what tempering does, is it rearranges the molecular bonds. So there, you can see Eddie in there. There's quite a bit of aluminum.
Yeah, I don't say.
Still hanging around. So I'm going to put that back in here and let it finish cooling off naturally. Naturally cool. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, so there's going to be some such and such still stuck to that, but we'll put that right there. And eventually the muffins are going to be cool enough that we'll take them out. But I guarantee you that these are still liquidy on the inside. You could probably feel the heat signature coming off of these. Like even touching the edge of this with gloves, it is blazing hot. All right, so we are no longer Whiskey One Whiskey Charlie said that went way better than expected.
Yes, they were all watching for disaster. Trust me.
I'm known for disaster. I am known for disasters. But tonight, I still have all 10 fingers, supposedly. I have all 10 toes. And I have my 2 eyeballs with my 4 on top of it. So this is step 1. We are no longer virgins to the Foundry Furnace Fire. But now the next step is you'll see my next short on YouTube is going to be making green sand. I originally did the video to the green sand. Problem is the time lapse never recorded for the actual making of the green sand. So I'm going to do it again. Eddie and I spent probably 30 minutes while we cooked our steaks for supper tonight grinding. Glad I stuck around for this. So you can see some aluminum muffins. I can't wait till they're done. But the next step is making the green sand. It should cool and fall out. Yeah, it should shrink once they're ready. But I'm not touching that until it is not making weird sounds. It's over there going click, click. I want to see what the bottom looks like because we definitely burnt out the non-stick coating. Absolutely, non-stickage is not good. That's why a lot of people swear by cast iron.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to look way over there. It will fall out. Yes, from what I've seen on the internet, because I did do a lot of research before I actually got here, And I'll tell you, while not amateur radio related, I watched Make Something From Nothing is one of the YouTube channels that I followed here recently and watched a lot of videos on how to do this. I didn't go into it just saying, I'm going to go melt some crap, let's go. I did a lot of research. That's why I have these, because, you know, past me probably would have just stuck his hand real close to that and went for it. But knowing about personal protective equipment, really, honestly, truthfully, tell you no lies, I probably should have had another layer of protection over here. Relying on these prescription glasses, yeah, they're shatterproof, but they don't make full coverage. So that might be something that now seeing the destructive power of what can happen, taking a step back, I do need to upgrade some of the personal protective equipment. The other thing is, I don't think that having exposed arms, even though I do have these gloves on, I think if splatter would have happened, I think long sleeves, even though it is like 80 degrees out here, I think long sleeves would be another thing out of something that won't burn easily. You definitely don't want to be doing this with anything polyester. Anything poly is going to be bad, real bad if it gets hot. So those are the safety things. I probably should have said that at the beginning, but we'll be okay.
Yeah, probably like a leather apron.
And a leather apron. That is something else that I need to upgrade to, is a leather apron. That will be the perfect Foundry equipment. So, at any rate, I failed at making one out of plaster of Paris and sand. That was just, it did not work out great at all. But this is in the description. If you're interested in trying to do some backyard foundry stuff, I do have some affiliate links, meaning that when you purchase from an affiliate link, I do get a portion of that purchase. So that does help out the channel. Other things that help out is becoming a member. So if you guys, Michael said, do it again. The only thing that I can do again is temper the other crucible. That's the only thing that I can do again. As far as melting metal, what do you think?
That little thin stuff will melt really fast.
Okay, Eddie says that we can do it again. We got a few minutes left. You want to bring the other crucible?
Sure.
And maybe a Diet Mountain Dew out of the fridge?
Yes.
You can have one too, bro. All right, so we'll do it again. So I'm going to take out the old crucible. And yeah, that's still Weirm. Okay, so Michael says do it again. So we're gonna do it again. Okay. So the crucible is still probably at least 1,000 degrees. I wish I had a temperature gauge that could actually measure the temperature of the crucible, but mine only go up to 500 degrees. So we are going to carefully remove this, place this on that.
This is really cold. I would be careful with.
If that is cold. Okay, so I do have another crucible. This is the crucible that came with this forge, or furnace. So it is 70 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this upside down and let some heat sneak up into it, and we're going to warm it up just a little bit. I don't want to hit that with fire right off, because if it is 75 degrees, which is the temperature in the house, we definitely don't want anything to do with that. Now, something else that I saw is you can pour water over these ingots and cool them off. I feel like today that'd be cheating. But in the meantime, we're going to take a break and
tune in next week for blacksmithing.
I've only blacksmithed one thing, and I can't even tell you what it was because I don't know what it turned out to be. But I did use a torch to melt a nail, and I smashed it into a flat scooper. And maybe that's what I need to make for the bottom of that, is to smash out some steel rod into a scooper so I can scoop the corners out, and then you know, use a grinder to kind of round out the edge to the shape of the crucible. Okay. Harbor Freight has welding sleeves that would be good for covering arms.
Tomorrow.
All right, so what are we talking about shatterproof to very high heat? Are we talking about the crucible, Michael? Because no, crucibles are a consumable item. They will not last for forever. That is, you also... Are you drinking and live streaming? Hey, Gray Man POTA Tim. If you talk about the diet Mountain Dew, yes, I am. And Eddie, camera's like way over. Oh.
I'm going on screen now. We're not.
Yeah, we're not making fire. There's Eddie. There's no fire.
I'm here being safe.
He's also drinking a diet Mountain Dew. No, drinking and doing. Ooh, they do have leather aprons, I bet. Looks like I'm going to be going to Harbor Freight soon.
Our Verizon sucks, but we got Harbor Freight.
Yes, we do have a Harbor Freight. I would not recommend using, what's the word? Under the influence forging. I think you need to have your wits about you if you're going to be forging something.
Been many hours since any beers have been consumed.
I do not go get some chaps. Georgia Parks and Propagation said, go get some chaps. I cannot go full throttle. If you ask, Dan left us a long time ago, Dan, WD4DAN, because of the buffering issue. But Dan can't make words happen too late at night. We were all doing a Parks on the Air activation with James, Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu, November, and Sherry, Kilo Echo 8,
Yankee
Victor Delta. Yankee Victor Delta. She went and bought Mount Dew, and it was not diet. And I said, I'll try it. It's not diet. It was nasty. It tasted like tree sap. I cannot drink regular Mountain Dew. If it's the phenylketonurics and the freaking bleach that makes the sucralose that kills me, at least there's eternal video proof on YouTube.
We're gonna crush these.
I don't think we are.
Dang.
It's a different kind of aluminum. Cans have a did you know?
Oh yeah, they do have plastic.
Did you know that your aluminum cans that hold your soda actually do have plastic in them, and they are two types of aluminum. The bottom is a harder aluminum than the top. I believe that is the case. But there's also more aluminum on the bottom of the can than the top of the can. The more you know. The more you know. Okay, so we're about to fire this thing back up again. I am going to... Okay. So it's not 70 degrees anymore, but it's also not super warm. Okay, there's a little heat coming out of it, so I think we're ready to kick this pig again. So we need the... Here we go, y'all. We're about to kick it again. Oh, excuse me. Ready. Touchdown. All right, turn it down pretty low to start with. Maybe a little pooping. We are going to slowly bring this up to temperature. So, what we're doing.
Needs a little extra gas.
What we're doing is we're tempering the crucible. So, fire in the hole! Tempering the crucible. Oh, no, my glasses are shatter resistant. They're plastic. They're plastic lenses. I do not like glass lenses, never have. Even when I was a child, my Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie says, sounds like a bubble car. It does sound kind of like a bubble car, like that. All right, so tempering the crucible, just like if you temper steel, when you need to run down to the, I'm not reading that out loud and get more no, I got plenty of propane, dude. I got plenty of propane. I can see off in the distance in the garage, I can see 2 more full canister, 20-pound canisters of propane.
You smell it like burning something off.
It smelled like burnt hair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. Actually, our Walmart has a self-service propane exchange now. It's really nice. So you don't even have to go inside anymore. You used to have to leave your canister outside, go inside, alert the people that you want gas, then they'd have to work down the line at the Walmarts, and then they would go and leave the register, exchange your canister, walk you back in so you could pay for it. It was annoying. It was time consuming. Chris says, yeah, Lowe's is that way. Are you serious? The Come and Go is a real gas station chain?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The more you know. And Michael says he did know about the cans. Again, our chat is so far behind the actual video that we can't real-time chat. So say whatever you want to, and I'll get to it when I can. But I have considered melting cans down for the earth. But the amount of gas or propane and time that I'm going to spend melting can after can after can, I can just go buy aluminum ingot. I'm just recycling this stuff from the school.
Dump it out.
I really don't think it's ready yet. It might be.
Thought I heard it jingle.
Oh, that one did jingle, jangle, jingle. I don't know how hot this is yet. There went the bubble car. Skip forward, Michael. The buffer caught up. That's because I put my phone way over there. Y'all!
Oh, yes.
It looks like a butt.
A Hershey Kiss.
No, it looks like a butt from this angle. Let me get out of the butt crack of this thing. It kind of does look like a heart. Let me see if I can hold this so you can see it. But we actually made aluminum ingot. This is just a teeny little, this was the scrap from the it totally changed its sound just then. Like brain? Yeah. Yeah. Like brain.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. that one was ready. I'm going to poke these and see. Oh, yep. I see some of them floating around. You're right. Most of them are ready. I'm trying to be careful of that over there, but here we go. I think that is safe. No, that is not safe enough to touch. It's still probably 500 or 600 degrees. Yes! Look, we made aluminum muffins. Are you sure you want to try that? It's probably still 170 degrees. If he was able to touch it for that long, they're still a little warm. I can feel them through the glove, but they're not.
It's a 2.
A 2?
I mean, 1, 2. I could probably.
Maybe a second and a half. There's a thing that you can look up that, like, you can test the water temperature at home and know by how long you can hold your finger under it before it scolds you. But look at this. That is a lot of aluminum. I melted more aluminum than I thought I did. I am quite surprised at how much muffin tin ingot. Man, my 8-year-old is going to be so mad that he fell asleep. Oh, it's too hot to put on the scale right now. Like, I'm telling you, these muffins are still...
Sounds nice.
It does sound really cool. I'm going to be like little Donald Duck. The baby Donald Duck. That is he the one that swims in money?
That's
from Looney Tunes. We did it. We did it, y'all. This is a success story. So, let's go check the crucible that we are tempering. We're not going to melt anything in it, but all right, it is not red hot, but I imagine that we can take it to the next level now. Oops. Dude, that it's gonna go kaboom in a minute. This is so hot that there's actually fire coming out of the side of this thing. There we go. Okay, so now what we're doing is we are heating the new crucible. Oh no, I think they heard it. Ronnie said, "Nice rip." Sorry, I didn't know that the mic would pick that up from. I mean, y'all talked about earlier. You couldn't hear what we were saying, and that fire's pretty freaking loud. Well, there you go. I got no couth and I have no class. I kind of want to melt some more aluminum because that was actually really fun. It's starting to look kind of red in there, so let's take a look-see. Nope, not there yet. Alright, so we've been at this almost an hour and 10 minutes now. It's been nice for y'all hanging out with us tonight. This is just me and Eddie. We're always up to something when it's just tonight. We just happen to be outside playing with fire. About 15 years ago, we were probably in the garage at one point in time lighting Altoids tins with alcohol on fire.
making charcoal.
Making Yeah, I mean, you don't need all that to have fun. But we were making what is that, char cloth?
Char cloth.
Yeah, we were making char cloth one night out in the garage, and yeah, that was a long that you know, to think that Eddie and I have been friends, I think right at 16 years, maybe even 16 and some change. That's crazy. We've been through a lot. Finally got Eddie to do some ham radio.
Took a while.
It did take a while. It took Verizon going out for it to happen. All right, so we made some ingots. I think, you know, I actually do have to get up in the morning. My school's FTC robot team has a competition tomorrow. It's our first one. The first one got canceled because of Hurricane Helene. So I do have to be at the school at like 7:30 so we can go do that. And I am going to have to shower because, you know, it's surprising. It's not hot outside, but it is hot around that fire. How much gas do you reckon we've used out of the canister?
That thing's blowing some gas out of it.
You reckon? Yeah, I got pretty light. That was pretty full. So this is a costly venture. All right, I tell you what, I think for essence of time, we're going to heat this crucible up, and then we're just going to let it naturally cool. And call it a night for now, but we definitely do have ingot, little muffin tin ingots. Of course, they did clean the pan out very nicely, so you can see they're a little browned on the bottom. Super tasty. That'll be some crap that'll have to be scraped off the top, but I'm gonna venture to say that's probably 8 ounces right there. I don't have anything that's we do have a way to measure.
Doggy bowl.
We have a dog bowl that is was harboring something funky the other night. You want to set that up on the table right here? We're gonna do a I don't think you have to tear it if it's sitting on there when it starts. Change the unit. I don't know grams. I'm just kidding.
Let's do imperial.
I was way off. That, what I had in my hand, was a pound of aluminum. So, we wound up with 29.5 ounces of aluminum. So, almost 2 pounds of aluminum. So, maybe 800 grams. See, I do know my imperial and my metric. Wow. Maybe this shouldn't be so close to that. I wanted to so bad, but... Okay, the crucible is red hot. I am going to heat these tongs so that the cold tongs don't cause problems. Okay? You want to go fire off? Safety first, fire off. Other way. It's weird.
She's off.
Freaking fracking hot. Oh my god, that is so freaking hot, it's burning my knees. Wow, that is amazing.
It's so red, I feel like you should just be able to squeeze it and just mush it.
can't touch that. No.
Losing that.
Okay, so I'm going to let that cool. And that will temper that. So, I imagine this is probably okay to touch, but...
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. So, I guess I can put that in there next time. It is still very hot. It's just got warmth in the glove, but it just comes right out. Holy cow, that is awesome. Okay. So we tempered one crucible tonight on the stream. The other one, I bet these things take hours to cool off. I mean, they're not thin. That's at least a ½ an inch. It's probably closer to 3/4 of an inch or about 20 millimeters, I would imagine. But we did it. So I'm going to put all this stuff in the garage. Oh, look what I found. Look, found a little pancake.
A nugget.
Yeah, we're going to put that little gold nugget over here in the bucket of things to melt for next time. So we probably did use about 8 pounds of gas for that. Yeah, you know.
About $10 for it.
What song was I just singing?
Don't touch this.
Yeah. I could see myself getting a copyright strike, but it's not. It wasn't a recording of it, was it? So that maybe we'll find out. Thank you, Michael. Hey guys and gals, I want to thank you all for hanging out with us tonight while we are hanging out in the. Oh my gosh, I'm just going through. Just after what Brian, Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie said, David said, now I can make anthill art. There's one by that tree right there that's honking huge, too.
Do you do it with aluminum?
Yeah. You just pour it right in there.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's awesome, actually.
My wife probably wouldn't appreciate me digging up the yard, but I got to cut that tree down anyways. It's dead. Like Hurricane Helene about tore it up. So I apologize to MC Hammer for using his line. Maybe it's so out of key that it won't happen. You're right. I don't want a copyright strike at all. So with that, we are going to end the stream. I am going to end the recording too, in case I need to re-upload this for later viewing, or if I want to just pull little sections out of it for a video later. But I want to thank Eddie for coming over. His wife was out of town tonight, and oh wow. Well, I guess we're gonna get a nasty gram because it just happened. So maybe because it was only a cut, we'll take our chances tonight. All right, that's gonna cool. I will move that into the garage before the dew starts dropping as the night goes on, because it is 10:18 here. Thank you to my channel members for their subscriptions and memberships. I thank you that this helps me to grow the channel. And of course, you can see I ventured out. I do have some things to review soon. I'm waiting on the POTA 30 from Gigaparts to ship. I purchased the Traveler. I think it's called the 10-meter Traveler from Soda Beams. Yes, thank you, Eddie. Oh, snap. Hey, safety first. Eddie, fist bump. Woo! Michael, Kilo Echo 4, Eastern Standard Time, has become a loyal fan. That brings us up to 9, which means that I get some special perks that I can start highlighting you all. So if you have channels, if you noticed at the beginning, I have been shouting out those at the highest level if they have a YouTube channel or if they do something business-like. I've been giving them a shout-out. So with that, that is WD4DAN has his own YouTube channel. Check it out. He posts some pretty cool videos. He's got a 2-month update, rig comparison. Kilo Oscar for Fart Sniffing Zebra, FSZ, does antennas at ko4fsz.com. And so I give him a shout out too. Then we got Alpha Charlie 4 Sierra Hotel. That is Claude Ray. He's georgiaparks.org. In April, we've got a contest coming up. It's the first week in April. It is all of the 52 Georgia state parks. In the 52 also includes Stone Mountain and special guest at the Centennial Olympic, which is right there in Hotlanta, downtown in the precinct number 5 of the Atlanta Police Department. If you go look in my shorts, not the ones I'm wearing, but the YouTube shorts, you can find where I activated that park and got in trouble for being out there. So with that, thank you all. There's one more, Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar, AE4XO. That is Georgia Parks and Propagation. Make sure you go check out his channel as well. He is also of since he said it, Kilo Quebec 4 Golf Echo Charlie, Ken, happy birthday. You know what? That song I think is in the open domain now. So I could probably sing happy birthday to him. But instead we'll say happy birthday to Ken. You're a ham. You are a big 5'9". Wait, you are a strong 5'9". Have a great day tomorrow, my friend. That didn't even rhyme. That was terrible. All right, so y'all have a good evening. 73 from W1RCP and Kilo Oscar.
November, love.
There we go. Y'all have a good night. We're going to end the stream with that. And happy birthday, Ken. And Chris had a birthday about a week ago. Happy birthday again, Chris.